I am the Plague Doctor, a figure shrouded in mystery and fear. They call me the Beaked Doctor, for my distinctive beaked mask that guards against the very disease I seek to cure. My name is whispered in hushed tones by those who dwell within the city walls. Some say I am a servant of the devil, while others believe me to be a saint sent from above. What if you lived as a medieval plague doctor? Imagine yourself standing at the gates of a bustling market town, your worn leather boots scuffed and dusty from the endless miles of travel. The stench of death hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the ravages of the pestilence that has decimated Europe. As you don your protective garb, the long, hooded cloak, the gloves and the mask, you are struck by the weight of responsibility. You have been summoned to tend to the sick and dying, to bring solace to those ravaged by the plague's merciless grasp. The city's folk eye you warily, knowing that your presence can be both a blessing and a curse. Your first stop is the great hospital, where rows upon rows of wooden pallets stretch out like a labyrinth of suffering. You navigate the narrow corridors, your mask's beak scraping against the stone walls as you make your way to the bedside of a young girl, her eyes sunken, her skin slick with sweat and fever. You examine her carefully, searching for signs of the plague's telltale black boils or swollen lymph nodes. Your gloved hands move with practiced ease, probing her tender flesh as if she were an intricate puzzle waiting to be solved. The air is thick with the scent of rotting flesh, and you are acutely aware that every moment counts. One misstep could mean infection for yourself. As you work, your mind wanders back to the days before the plague, when life was simpler, more carefree. You remember the laughter of children playing in the streets, the sound of merchants haggling over goods, and the smell of freshly baked bread wafting from the ovens. But those days are long gone, replaced by an endless struggle against a foe that seems insurmountable. Despite the danger, you remain steadfast, driven by a deep-seated conviction that there must be a way to stem the tide of suffering. You pore over dusty tomes and consult with other learned physicians, seeking answers to the plague's mysteries. Your beaked mask becomes your shield, your armor against the horrors that surround you. As the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, you begin to notice changes within yourself. The mask's constant presence seems to sear itself into your psyche, warping your perception of reality. You start to see the world through a prism of disease. Every cough, every rash, every unexplained symptom is a potential harbinger of doom. Your relationships with others become strained, as if you are trapped in a bubble of fear and anxiety. Those who were once friends and acquaintances now view you with suspicion, wondering if your prolonged exposure to the plague's horrors has driven you mad. You begin to feel like an outcast, shunned by society even as you strive to save it. And yet, despite the isolation, you continue to toil in the face of overwhelming odds. The beak mask becomes a part of you, a symbol of your unwavering dedication to the sick and the dying. You are the plague doctor, a guardian of sorts against the ravages of disease. As the seasons pass, the plague's grip on Europe begins to loosen, its ferocity tempered by the cold winter months. The cities begin to rebuild, their populations slowly recovering from the devastation. And you, the plague doctor, stand at the forefront of this rebirth, your beaked mask a testament to the indomitable human spirit. In the end, what if you lived as a medieval plague doctor? You would find yourself transformed by the experience, your perspective warped by the constant proximity to death and disease. Your relationships with others would be strained, your sense of self fragmented by the weight of responsibility. And yet, despite it all, you would remain steadfast in your commitment to healing, driven by a deep-seated conviction that there must be a way to stem the tide of suffering. The beak mask, once a symbol of fear and suspicion, becomes an emblem of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a chance for redemption, for renewal.